And I am with petzergling, and we are capping off the MSL Group B with the last game, the finals game between Luxury and Hyuk. Luxury having taken out Cal in the first game and then lost to Leda in the winners, and Hyuk having lost to Leda really badly and then actually having come back and beat Cal. So quite shocking for us. I think pretty much almost everyone picked Cal to get out of this group, but he's been eliminated by Hyuk. Hyuk actually beating him in the exact same fashion that Luxury did. It was almost like two games that were the exact same as each other. And it looks like they're both pretty happy to see each other in this game, chatting friendly. Now Hyuk's making fun of Cal. But anyway, I think this should be a pretty good game. I think Hyuk, not a great player, but he's got momentum. We'll sync it up here. 1-0. Not a great player. Luxury, I think, clearly the favorite in terms of ZVZ, but you never know, man. When someone wins a game, Hyuk's got to be feeling pretty good about himself.
Yeah, especially someone who doesn't win games that often. I mean, sure, he's been doing well in the MSL. I mean, getting this far and now winning a game. So I guess that's some momentum. It's as much momentum as we'll ever see Hyuk have. And I totally did not catch the colors. Did you catch them?
No, I didn't catch them either, actually, but I'm sure they'll come back up here. Yeah, okay, so we got KTF Luxury, that is the green Zerg at the top left, and we got the white Zerg, which is Hyuk, or sorry, that's just kind of a tannish color, Hyuk in the bottom right.
Yeah, so Neo Harmony, most of the games we've seen, we haven't seen AZVZ on this map yet, but most of the other matchups we've seen have been leading out to pretty drawn-out macro games, although, in a ZVZ matchup, you usually don't see that, and you'd almost consider, like a 10 to 15-minute game a drawn-out ZVZ, and there are cross spots, so, there is a chance we could see some sort of crazy build, and Luxury going for the early gas before pool, and this is something we saw Yarnak do. It's almost this exact build in ZVZ where it was some sort of an overpool or a 9-pool build, but he got that early extractor, and then he built his second hatchery in his main base, and he was able to keep up the Muna production as if he had 2 gases just because he got the gas so early. So still hasn't put down the pool, so he doesn't have a lot of gas built up. Now his Overlord is out, so it looks like I don't even know what pool that was. I mean, I guess it would be like a 10 pool or an 11 pool. I saw some drones out after the Overlord. I guess it would be either a 9 pool or a 10 pool, but definitely a non-standard build here from Luxury.
Yeah, Luxury, I don't think the standard timings even apply anymore. If you get an extractor and start mining gas, then the terms 10 pool and 11 pool don't really, they cease to really mean anything because the whole thing is kind of thrown off. If there's one thing to note, it looks like Hyuk did go for an overpool, I believe that was. It was was it a 12 pool or an overpool? Okay, he's getting the hatchery up pretty quickly here. So this is actually almost just like the game we saw before. In the previous game where we saw Yellow do this, it was Yarnak, right? He did this build with the gas.
Yeah, I believe was it against Hero? I think that was the group with Hero yeah. So yeah, he did that early gas build.
Game playing out the same way.
Yeah.
Game playing out the same way. In that game, Hero did actually go for his hatchery. He actually took the natural with his first hatchery. And if Luxury now places another hatchery in a random spot in his main, it'll be almost like an exact mirror of that game, which ended up with Yellow ARNC winning the game just because he surprised Hero with how many Mutalisks he had. So now we're going to see, once Hyuk scouts Luxury, he's going to see this kind of kind of quick lair build, but he's not going to know that Luxury took his gas so early. So he's going to misestimate how many Mutalisks Luxury's going to have. At least that's what happened in the Yellow ARNC game. Hyuk may be prepared for that now. Also worth noting is that Luxury and Yellow ARNC are actually brothers. They're actually twins. That might be why we're seeing them do the exact same ZVZ build as each other here. Maybe they both kind of came up with this together one lonely
Look at that drone. What is that drone doing?
I wonder what that drone is doing there. He's just kind of chilling. Maybe he was going to scout with that and it got stuck. Really, I don't know.
No, I guess maybe it's just to do some like extra damage, I guess, and the Zerglings going up the ramp.
Who
But
knows?
one thing I really want to note about this build is, although it seemed really powerful when Yarnak did it, it's got a very fragile time window. And I mean, as you see, Hyuk has his natural expansion up and running, and once Hyuk gets that extractor, I mean, he's going to be able to catch up on gas, and there's just going to be a small time where Luxury has that Muta advantage, and it's going to be harder to take advantage at this point. I mean, before it was side spots on Byzantium, and now it's cross spots on Neo Harmony, so it's definitely going to be a little bit more difficult to take advantage of this early gas, almost mutalist timing push, where he doesn't even have his natural expansion. So eventually he's going to get to a point where Hyuk is actually outproducing him, and Hyuk is putting down an evolution chamber, I guess primarily because he doesn't have the Overlord inside of Luxury's base, so he doesn't know what he went for, and because he didn't go for his natural expansion, Hyuk is actually going to put down at least 2 spore colonies, 1 in each base, and I think this may actually benefit him here a little bit, because the longer Hyuk holds out, the better off he is in the long run.
Well, if he gets these spore colonies up and Luxury relies on his mutalisk advantage, I mean, he's not going to have any kind of mutalisk advantage. Those spore colonies are going to completely nullify it. I mean, you have to have a huge advantage to be able to tank against the spore colony with mutalisk. So this is, I think, a really good move by Hyuk, even though it's more of a guess. I think he just kind of, because he didn't have the scouting information, he kind of guessed that he was going for a really fast mutalisk build, which he's not really going for a super fast mutalisk build, but he is definitely going for air control with mutalisk. Now, I kind of missed this, but did Luxury scout the natural being taken by Hyuk? Does he know that Hyuk expanded?
Yeah, I think looking from the Overlord path, Luxury, actually both players went to the right and then down, so Luxury's Overlord did pass through the natural. I at least saw it there, and I think Luxury's Overlord is a little bit to the left if you see that little sight bubble there. So Luxury, once again, playing kind of, well, not once again, I mean, I guess Yarnak was the one that did it last time, but playing pretty passive with the Mutalisk here, not going for an attack. And I think he saw that evolution chamber, he saw the spore colony, and Luxury is going to have a little drone advantage here, because I think he produced a little bit less Zerglings. I mean, it would be a negligible amount, but still in ZBZ it all matters. Sure. But he definitely picked off a few Zerglings, so he's going to have a little bit of leeway here. And we might actually see Luxury stay on the defensive here, put down a third hatchery, which would give him a lead eventually once he gets that up and running, and already taking the gas. So ZVZ just such a gas-intensive matchup, as we see just by Luxury's play, and I would definitely say he's more of an experienced player in ZVZ than Hyuk. But now Hyuk has that gas, and you know, I don't think Hyuk really had it for that much longer than Luxury had his gas up and running early on in his main. So really, I would say the game almost evens out here with Luxury having the third hatchery, but Hyuk having a small drone. No, I would say that Luxury has a drone advantage, actually, so I would definitely say that Luxury has a lead in this game. If not that, I wouldn't say it was a very large lead, but yeah, Luxury does have the drone advantage, as we can see.
Luxury now at a slight gas disadvantage. I mean, that extractor hasn't been up for so much longer, but definitely longer than the difference in the beginning of the game. So Hyuk now has a small gas advantage, but Luxury definitely does have the drone advantage because he did not have to build an Evo chamber and spore colonies. Those are 3 drones that were lost and about 300 minerals. So that's right now in Luxury's favor, but it looks like neither player is really anticipating what his strengths are at this point, because you'd have to think that Luxury, if he knew he had the drone advantage, might go for some kind of Zergling pressure. He probably doesn't think he's at too much of a gas disadvantage. He's going to rely on his micro in the upcoming Mutalisk versus Mutalisk battle. I'm only going to assume that they're going to start fighting it out with their Mutalisks any time now, and that's going to determine who the winner of this game is. It doesn't look like either player wants to build any Zerglings and do any kind of Zergling harass.
Yeah, just like you said, I mean, it doesn't look like either player is going for any sort of Zergling builds. I don't even know if either player has Zergling speed at this point, so Nice. There's certainly speed from Hyuk. So obviously, Hyuk getting the spot off, and I think Hyuk is going to realize now that he might be at a drone disadvantage, and we may see Hyuk move out here with this Mutalisk and try and do a little bit of economic damage. But great move from Hyuk there. It looks like, wow, Hero Zergling seeing pretty much every single thing that Luxury has, and Hyuk looks like still content on chilling back at his base over that Spore colony. So Hyuk looks like sending a drone out. I'm not sure what that drone is doing. He might actually try and take a third gas. So I guess I'm waiting to see. No, yeah, I can't tell. No, that's not a drone. That's